I'm really glad the hustle culture died, honestly.
Mhm.
I'm really glad like that stopped because it was draining me and it was killing me as well. And it's hard to I feel like I this year and talking to a lot of women, it's okay to be gentle and
Yeah.
to feed your soul what it needs. And I do agree with you on like the COVID writing, like even if you just write it to soothe yourself and to get through it, even though people are like, no, no COVID stories and blah, blah, blah. We're tired. We don't want to hear about the pandemic anymore. I'm like, but it's in my head. I need to get it out. Like, I know you don't want to hear it, but it's in my head. I want to write, I need to write about something. Um,
You should.
so
You should
yeah.
write what because you have your own story about the pandemic. I mean, it's like if there are 8 billion of us, we have 8 billion COVID stories. And even if nobody wants to publish it right now because they're oversaturated, but just today, actually, I was looking, and there is a thing. If I find it, I might send it to you. They were asking for some COVID submissions, so it's not over because we're now in the second or third wave, right? And we have so many other things that popped up. So I think the COVID of last year, the pandemic of last year, is completely different. As well as like I can write a COVID story about being in Egypt versus the one in Dubai, completely different experience, like completely like two alien like planets. So why not? Why not write it? If it will help you process it, that's therapeutic writing. So you need to do that. You need to do whatever you need to do, even if nobody wants to read it. You read it. Another thing I feel with the hustle culture that you were from day one, I was telling people like, will you calm down and stop like hustling? What is happening? Leave me alone, like. And then I did all this poetry and stuff, but it was all very creative. And I did a few podcasts with you. I did with other people, but it was all like, I wasn't really. I understand we have to make a living, okay, but like it was making people crazy. It was making people suffer, like where we had to. If you don't come out with a book with like War and Peace during the pandemic, you've done nothing. Like if you haven't written a Tolstoy kind of tome of literary work, and I had so much shame because I wasn't doing that. I was like, I can't finish my novel. I can't write. I'm just seeing people dying, and it's affecting me. So I think now a lot of us have the permission not to be ashamed, right? Like we're not ashamed anymore of not doing so much if we don't want to do it. If you want to do it, great. If you feel you have the stamina, you want to go ahead and do it. I'm not like, that's fine. I'm doing stuff too. I'm having a podcast right now. I'm getting a book out. That's fine. But I mean, people who can't, it's okay to take a nap. It's okay to not produce something for as long as you need to. And
Yeah.
there's no shame in that.
What I love is the irony about, or maybe this is irony, I don't know, is the fact that you are not a hustle culture advocate, but yet people who follow hustle culture want your lifestyle. They want your nomadic lifestyle, living in all these places and writing and getting books out. But hustle culture is actually what prevents people from doing it. I blame hustle culture, honestly, for a lot of for that gap in year of writing for me, because I was like, okay, make sure my Instagram has posts, make sure that I'm doing all these sales pages and funnels and selling products, which actually brought me very little joy and not that great of
Mm,
not it wasn't as great and it wasn't as fulfilling as what I'm doing now, you know? So
mhm.
it's not as fulfilling as talking to amazing writers on the podcast, you know, which is so fun for me and fun for all of us.
Yeah.
Um, it's not as fun as doing the audio drama, which has been new for us,
Mhm.
and just writing the way I want to write. So I'm like, screw the hustle culture and anyone who believes it, like, because it's not it's really not effective. Like I think because I would like to, you know, I would like to be in Cairo and Dubai and writing about all these places and talking to really cool women and helping them write. Like that would be an ideal life for me as well, as being a mom and all that other stuff.
I love talking to you because it makes me feel like I'm living I forget that I'm living an okay life. I mean, it's a good life. It's a good life. I just,
It's a
it's
great
okay.
life. You get to go all
Yeah,
over the
yeah. And
place. Yeah.
I made it through COVID with one doctor visit. So I'm good. I'm good. I mean, honestly, like, thank God.